The 28th of April 2025, the general election in Canada. But who are these people running to lead our country? Who is this guy? His name is called Mark Carbon Tax Carney. Oh, excuse me, Mark Carney. Mark Carney wants to become MP. He was born in the Northern West Territories. And Mark Carney says he's a European.
Speaking as a European,
he wants to become MP. He loves the carbon tax.
now, so far, carbon prices have been applied sparingly. They've been set far too low.
And he says he wants a shadow carbon tax.
We need to use effectively a shadow carbon price, meaning that you map into a representative carbon price the impact of, for example, an emissions regulation.
Mark Carney also wants to tax your steel. Yes, the steel that you build homes with, which will cost prices to go even higher. Listen to him lie.
Not that we as taxpayers pay, but the large polluters pay. And so what happens...
But does that not ultimately trickle down?
No, because what the big companies are producing, by and large, are not products that we are consuming. There's some element of that, but by and large, a steel company.
Mark Carney voiced criticism for rebates. Mark Carney loves the carbon tax. The carbon tax have caused record high food bank use. He loves it. Mark Carbon Tax Carney is just like Justin. He loves the carbon tax. He has the same economic ideas. He was Justin Trudeau's economic advisor. He was Justin Trudeau's economic advisor that caused record high food bank use and inflation. And now he wants to say,
we need to use effectively a shadow carbon price.
He even wrote a book about how much he loved the carbon tax. And now, just before the election, he's going to pause the carbon tax until after the election. His plan is to pause the tax. He said he's going to scrap the tax. His plan is to pause the tax so he gets your vote. Then afterwards, he's going to bring back a massive carbon tax that will severely affect you. As economic advisor, Canada added more debt than in its history. Look at Mark Carney's history.
Ottawa's deficit is now nearly $62 billion.
Despite the federal government's attempts to crack down on guns, it seems
Food bank use in Canada has reached a new record high. Several people today.
He also vetoed pipelines in Canada, but his company that was the chair of Brookfield gave money to places like the UAE to build the exact same pipelines. Plus his company Brookfield put their money in illegal offshore tax havens. Mark Carney stashed his company's cash all the way in Bermuda to avoid paying any taxes. Brookfield, Carney's company, chose Bermuda as their tax haven, not because of the warm weather, but because they have no income tax, no dividends tax, and no capital gains tax. So when Mark Carney was advising Justin Trudeau to raise your taxes, he made sure his money was in a tax haven. You can't avoid paying your taxes, and large corporations can't either. I bet if there was a fire in Mark Carney's house, he would call the fire brigade and they would come and help him. And that's what taxpayers' money are used for. Carney should pay his fair share of taxes. Now let's move on. This is Pierre Poilievre, the leader of the Conservative Party. He's running to become Prime Minister. His main goals are to axe the carbon tax fully, to build homes, to cut taxes and bureaucracy, and to stop crime with jail and not bail for repeat violent offenders. He will require municipalities to build 15% more homes. Whoever beats that target by a certain percent gets a certain percent more money. Whoever misses that target by a certain percent gets a certain percent less money. Reward good behaviour. He will also sue big pharmacy companies that started the opioid crisis to fund his plan to save 50,000 people from drug death overdoses. That's his plan. For those that are struggling, hang on, have hope, help is on the way. Pierre Poilievre will also be hard on drugs and especially hard on fentanyl. More Canadians died from overdoses than Canadian soldiers in World War II. Look at how shameful Mark Carney is when he says this. Take a look.
Fentanyl is an absolute crisis in the United States. It's a challenge here, but it's a crisis there. It's a challenge here, but it's a crisis there.
Pierre will save Canada. Luckily, Pierre Poilievre will crack down on tax evasion and he will cut taxes for everyone. He will stop large greedy corporations from putting their money in tax havens. He will stop that so companies pay their fair share here in Canada. Pierre will cut income taxes by 15% and will take the GST and sales tax off of new homes and axe the carbon tax for good. Let's bring it home. Register to vote. Vote Conservative. He will also have a balanced budget. We'll fix the budget by a dollar for dollar system. Every dollar of spending, you need to find a dollar of saving. That's how he will pay off Canada's debt. The next man running to become Prime Minister is Michel Blanchet. Okay, I can't pronounce his first name. See, you try. He wants an independent Quebec and he wants lots of rights concerning pensioners, but his idea to tax unvaccinated people didn't go down very well. He voted to hike the carbon tax, but he also voted to keep the Liberal Party in power, but then later on voted for a non-confidence motion. He's the leader of the Bloc Québécois, and they only put seats in Quebec. They only put candidates for seats in Quebec. Next up is NDP, New Democratic Party leader Jagmeet Singh. He was in a costly coalition with the Liberals, a supply and confidence agreement which he claimed he tore up. He claimed that he's no longer supporting the Liberal Party. He said that they only care for big corporate interests, so the Conservatives put his voice to his action, confronted him in a motion of non-confidence, and he voted to keep the Liberals in power. This guy here is called Charlie Angus, and he is from the NDP party, and he wants to put you in prison if you talk anything good about climate change or the oil sector. Thank God he's not seeking re-election. Jagmeet Singh probably won't even keep his seat in Burnaby Centre. Who the hell is he? A Green member or something? Right, next. This guy's head of the Rhino Party of Canada, which is like the Monster Raving Loony Party in the UK. Oh no. This guy is called Maxime Bernier. He's the head of the PPC, People's Party of Canada. Often referred to as far right, they want to cut immigration levels. For me, some of the stuff they say is very sensible, but most of it is not. Comment down below if you want me to do a video about the PPC, because I think the PPC is an entirely new video. They've never won a seat before. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. Yes, this is a photo of the Prime Minister of Canada, Mark Carney, with Ghislaine Maxwell, a sex trafficker. Pierre Poilievre has never been caught with Ghislaine Maxwell. Remember to like, subscribe and share, and vote Conservative to save Canada.